Welcome back, team. So fine. So basically, I believe we have tweaked our architecture, right? And we have placed our connections also. So that is one type of architecture which you can implement. And the attempt initially we did, that is app service sitting inside the completely subnet, the private DNS shown. This particular issue I haven't checked yet. Maybe I will come up with the solution on that once. By keeping the app service completely inside a subnet where protected by the private DNS shown and providing with a private endpoint. Okay, I will double check that action. So, but we have seen another type of architecture model already in our last session. That is whatever the app service you have, and that app service will directly connected from Friendo. That is Friendo Premium can establish a private endpoint connection, right? Let me go back to the app service. Whatever the app service we started, and there is one Docker app service. So this was the app service exactly we provisioned. Okay, and corresponding to that there is a database connection, so that is there already, and we proved the connections already. That's really good, but the missing part here is keeping the app service inside the subnet and protected by the private DNS zone. So that's the part exactly missed out. I will check that one after some time. Okay, I don't find time nowadays, that's why I'm unable to check that, but I will give you the solution for sure. But I gave one type of architecture which you already sensed it in the last session. I believe in that particular architecture what exactly the changes we brought. If you recall that architecture team, I believe just a second. I think okay, I use the same screen. Okay, so I believe that particular app service, whatever the app service you are just keeping that particular thing outside this particular network, and your Friendo premium model will come and hit this particular thing, right? So in this way you can establish a connection, right? So this is where exactly we started with. And interesting fact here is when the Friendo is attempting premium, I'm talking about FD premium. When FD premium, the advantage is FD premium is a security optimized. So meaning that the FD to the app service connection is completely private. It is not over the internet, but the network is not controlled by you. This network is controlled by the Azure. We have seen in our previous project also, same example. And what exactly you are introducing here? You are introducing a private endpoint here. That particular private endpoint being introduced by the Friendo. The moment when you gave the approval, it will be turned to the public IP to the private IP. That is okay. And followed by what you did exactly. Then what exactly we attempted? We did the VNet integration. If you guys recall, we did the VNet integration. The VNet integration which integrates especially this particular app service with this particular virtual network. That is what exactly we have seen, right? That is exactly the moment. So for example, this is the VNet integration. I'm just keeping a VNet integration here. Just a moment. I'm keeping a VNet integration. The VNet integration. So VNet integration is the one which is helping you. Let me move out this architecture a bit so that I think your connections will be very clear. Okay, so this is the deployment connection. Okay, let's ignore about this deployment connection because you already aware. So this particular app service will be connected with this particular network. That is what exactly your VNet integration team. Okay. All right. Once your app service is getting connected with this virtual network, the traffic is reaching to the virtual network. From here to VNet peering is there, and also the VNet linking is there. It's very easy to communicate from this app service to the database. That was exactly the tweaking architecture we improved, and we placed and we proved also. So that is the same thing, team. All right, just give me a moment. Okay. All right. So now what exactly the thing I'm connecting here? So this is exactly the architecture point we implemented. But the point you should understand here is there is one particular catch here which you should understand a bit. Okay. So let me move this one aside. Okay. Okay. So if you recall this one, team, or let me set this one back. Okay. So this particular connection, of course, the Friendo is a public component only. Let's not keep that one inside. Okay. Let's not keep that one inside. But whatever the connection you are making Friendo. Friendo to this is Azure VNet. Okay, this is Azure VNet. This is not controlled by you, team. This is not controlled by you. Okay, now what exactly the point here is, from Friendo to the app service, it's a private endpoint connection. This is a private endpoint connection. From app service to this particular virtual network is a VNet integration. Please understand. So VNet integration. Okay, so VNet integration, and this is a private endpoint connection. Okay, this is a private endpoint connection. Like I'm just taking PEP. Okay, private endpoint. Okay, I'm just keeping the PEP here. This is a private endpoint connection. Now so far okay. So your connection is very much secure. This is exposed to the public. When the user hit your friend, or I think he can comfortably hit your friend, or he cannot hit your app service directly. That is impossible. The reason for that one is it's being covered with a private endpoint. It is not possible for the user to directly hit your directly hit your app service. That is not possible. That's all right. And when the person is coming via friendo to the app service, which is connected by the private endpoint, and app service to the network is a VNet integration, this particular connection set is completely private. Okay, completely private. Once the traffic is coming to the network, from there exactly your VNet pairing is the one exactly will helping you, and also the another one here is VNet linking. Okay, VNet link. So these two are the things exactly will helping you. Okay, all right. Okay, somehow I think the diagram was not saved. That's okay, no worries. I think I gave the recap. So that's the thing exactly the team. So far excellent. So we understand this concept really well. Now what exactly the thing I'm just bringing up here is, I'm going for option number 2. See, if the option number 1 is you did this deployment and you made the connections each and everything by using a virtual machine as a DevOps agent. But option number 2 is run DevOps agent as a container. I'm going to touch this area. This particular thing I'm going to talk about. So far, your execution build and release pipelines are happened on the virtual machine. From now onwards, I don't want to see the virtual machine. I just want to see some optimized approach for your real-time case. How to do that? To do that, team, you just go to the Microsoft documentation. There itself, they placed very clearly DevOps agent as a container. Okay, just search this particular thing. You can go there for the documentation. Excellent documentation is there. You just need to follow, but you need to understand few technique also. I'll show you what you need to do. First and foremost thing, Docker in Docker. Sorry, you are going to say concept of Docker in Docker in few minutes. First and foremost thing, first you need to see how exactly this is what run agent in a Docker. How to do that? Okay, how to do that? See, they are telling very clearly, okay, in your machine, create a directory. Okay, we can create a directory and we can go inside the directory, fine. And if your image is an Alpine image, I think what is the Linux version they're recommending here? They will tell about Ubuntu 18 or Ubuntu 20. Okay, they'll make the difference. Just give me a moment, Tim. This is for the Windows. That's very clear. And I just want to be very clear. This is for the Linux. That is also very clear. Yeah, I think they differentiated here. Okay. If it is a Ubuntu 22.04, you just need to use this particular Docker file. If it is not 22.04, you can simply make use of this one. Okay. And followed by, they're just telling, please keep this particular shell script in this directory. That is what exactly they're telling. Copy paste that one. And finally run the command. That's what exactly they're telling, team. Okay. Let's go there and let's implement the same thing, team. That's what exactly we are going to see. Now, let's go to the virtual machine. We have our virtual machine, right? Let's go for the virtual machine. Our virtual machine here is, you can go for the Docker-VM. So the Docker-VM is our virtual machine. Let's connect to this particular virtual machine and let's play. So especially team, this is important for you because in real time, you just need to handle this case. For example, if you have some 100 build pipelines, example I'm just giving. You have some 100 build pipelines where you need to execute all your 100 build pipelines. Maybe, for example, these build pipelines being triggered during the daytime. Unfortunately, the agent has some issue because you completely depends upon only one agent. It's a single point of failure. If something happens to that particular agent, your pipelines will go for a queue. Then early in the morning, when the developers really wants to continue their work on the actual development, and this is a blocker for them. Now you need to clean all these things, nonsense. You need to cancel all the builds, all 99 builds, whatever the builds are in queue. Otherwise, you need to make this agent up. Then the build pipelines will be triggered up, and it will take few more hours. 100 pipelines, right? So that is the problem exactly you will get in real time. So to sort out this case, what exactly you can think about? Why don't we run Azure Devops as a Azure Devops agent as a container? So that's exactly the changer here, game changer. But how to do that? So that's very easy only thing. So once your VM is on, I'm just going to the Visual Studio Code. Just go for the Visual Studio Code and just connect to the host and just go for the Docker VM. Okay. I'm just cancelling the old one to just avoid the confusion. Okay. I'm just going with the fresh one. Okay. So once you are here, team. Yeah, once you are here, I think Docker VM is establishing the connection. Just go there. I think just try to connect to this particular Docker VM team. Okay. Alright. So once your Docker VM is ready. Okay. So once your Docker VM connection is ready, now what exactly you need to think about? Yeah, I believe you are logged into the Docker VM. That's awesome. So whatever they are telling, the same thing I will follow. You just go back here. There you can see for something in the documentation. They're talking about open the terminal, create a Docker file. So you can start from here. Okay, for the Linux model. Install Docker. We already installed our container engine inside this particular virtual machine. It's already installed. So you don't need to do this one thing. And followed by create and build the Docker file. So to do that, open the terminal, create a directory called SAP agent in Docker. Copy this and just go back and just go there. Okay, that's it. So meaning that you created a SAP agent in Docker directory. Alright, so once you created that one, they are telling just CD to that, change directory to that. So once you are done with this particular thing, they are talking about save the following content to this particular Docker file. But your image is not exactly the Alpine one. I think your one is a Ubuntu one. So that is what exactly we are playing with our virtual machine, right? And also I'm just copying this particular Ubuntu version, this particular base one. So whatever the things are available, you can play with this or you can play with this also, not at all an issue. So that depends upon what kind of container you are expecting to see. So for example, if you are expecting to see the base image as Alpine and from there you need to start with, or base image is Ubuntu, from there you wanted to start with, that's your call. I'm just copying one Docker file, whatever they're recommending. You just go there. I'm just creating here the name as a Docker file. So inside the directory, I'm just creating Docker file. Okay. So and that to VA Docker file, I'm just giving a name as VA Docker file. Just give this particular name and paste over. So I just pasted the content here and just go there. Once you are done with this particular Docker file. Okay. So what exactly you need to do? Just open this one. There is a Docker file. Okay. So now once you are ready with this particular thing, then what exactly you need to do? I think uncomment the environment run. So you don't need to worry on this particular thing. I think it's all environment agent allow run as root. Not really needed. If it really needed, then we will see. Okay, not an issue at the moment. Okay, fine. So once that particular part is done, team. So now what exactly they are telling? Can you please create this particular starter SH script inside this directory? So you just go to the directory. I'm just going there and I'm just creating one more file called starter.sh. Okay. Starter.sh. So once you create the starter.sh, just copy the content, whatever the content you have at the moment, just paste over there as it is. Don't do anything. Escape :WQ exclamation enter. That's all. Your starter.sh also save. Open the folder. I have two files at the moment. One is Docker file and then is starter.sh. That's it. So far good. Now I'm just going further. Now what exactly they are telling now? So once you are done with this thing, then they are telling run the following command within the directory. That's what exactly they are telling. They are telling okay, sudo docker build. Okay, so sudo docker build hyphen tag. I think something they are just giving some tagging hyphen file. I think they are just referring the file name, whatever the file name you just created. Oh, that is what exactly they are doing here. I think they updated the documentation a bit. I'm seeing these things as a little bit new. Okay, now what exactly the thing? I think they asked us to create that particular Docker file with that particular name. That is why I think they are using that one. This is what exactly they're talking about. Okay, this is what exactly they're talking about. I'm just copying this one as it is. I'm just going here. You just go there and click on this particular new file. I'm just creating a new file, same thing, whatever you just pasted. Okay, nothing new. I'm just copying the content. I'm just pasting over there inside so that you can copy paste the command. That's the advantage. I'm deleting this particular Docker file which we created manually. And I'm just following the documentation with the same name team. Okay, so that you can copy paste the command. So once you are done with this thing, So your everything is ready, everything is in place. The moment I think the pending part here is you just come here and simply go there and just copy this one, just run the command. So this particular thing is docker build hyphen tag and the hyphen file. You're just pointing that where is the docker file is sitting. Now you just go there and just attempt this particular approach and let's see how it goes. I think it's saying permission denied. You know the very well this particular logic. So Docker client is unable to connect to the Docker daemon. You just go there and just attempt this particular thing. Now you are creating a Docker agent image. This is called Docker agent image team. This particular, by using this image, you will create the container. So that's exactly the hidden fact here. So let's wait for a while. I think let it go and followed by, and finally it will just give us an image, and later you need to run that particular image. Now let's go for the next step. See, start the image. To start the image, I think you need to have some preparation. So for that one, I'm just coming here. Whatever the command they are just recommending, I'm just copying the command. I'm going to create some dummy file outside this particular directory. I'm just calling that particular thing as gz.sh. Okay, maybe just this is for our play. I'm just opening the gz.play. I think you just go there and just paste the command. So specially team, I'm going to fill this particular command. Okay. Now first, what exactly they are talking about? Docker run -e. -e refers to, this is the one of the technique which you can pass the environment variable with the -e also. And it is asking AZP URL. You don't know what is AZP URL. Scroll down, they are telling you very clearly AZP URL is the one, the URL of the Azure Devops or Azure Devops service server instance. So now what exactly the moment you should think about here is, I'm just going for the dev.azure.com. So this is the first thing which you need to bring it up here. Once you are here team, so now what exactly, this is exactly the endpoint I'm talking about. Just copy this endpoint and then keep that particular endpoint under the double quotes. That's the first activity which you should do. That's awesome. So once that is done, the next one is the AZP token. If you go there, just refer the documentation. They'll explain you better. So they're just telling AZP token nothing but the personal access token only. You just go back here, just go to the settings symbol. There you can go for the personal access token and just click on the new token. And I'm just bringing up this particular thing as a token. Token. I'm just giving the full access, just generated token and copy the token. That's more than enough team. I just copied the token, and whatever the token you copied, just copy that particular thing under double quotes. Awesome. So now you haven't copied well. Now replace this one with the copied content. Okay. Alright. So once your thing is done, team, token activity is done. The next important thing, it is asking what is your pool name. This pool name can be new pool name also team. Doesn't mean that the existing pool only must be. Any pool name you can provide, not at all an issue. Let me go back to your project and let me create this particular agent pool here. Okay, just come to the agent pool. You just come to the agent pool. There you can see some agent pool called Docker. Okay, so you can see Docker-agent pool is the one of the thing which you are seeing at the moment, right? This is the agent pool only you are also using today. I'm just simply picking up the same thing team for you. I'm just copying this particular Docker-agent pool and just replace that particular agent pool name with this particular. Just copy the name. Yeah, I just come here and just paste out there. Something wrong? Oh, I think it's pasting well. Okay, don't mind. It's pasting well. Maybe the additional space. Let me double check here. So one additional space it took. Okay. Alright, so this is being placed well. Next one is the agent name. So what exactly the agent name you are expecting to see, especially for this particular command. So what exactly the agent name? Okay, you can give the Docker -agent -1. Maybe I'm just giving Docker -agent -1. So I'm just giving one particular one as agent -1. And finally hyphen name refers to the what exactly your image name. So for example, when you are generating this particular thing team, you just go there, sudo docker images. Okay, if you type this particular thing, there you just generated just now an image, right? An image you generated, which is AZP-agent. See, this is the one and tag is Linux. So you just apply the same thing, you don't change anything, just copy the command, whatever the thing is there. But few corrections are there, one more add-on. Okay, I'm just giving you an idea. First and foremost thing, whatever the command they mentioned really good, I'm not blaming that. And just run this button in the detached mode. If you run this one in the detached mode, so that I think you no need to fall under the interactive mode. So all the containers will run at the background. Just come here, and also another add-on here is you need to apply the sudo command. That is also another important fact. So this is the thing exactly I'm talking about. Once you copy this particular thing, Tim, just press enter. See, the moment when you press enter, it's created a container, okay, container being created now. Now you go back to the Chrome browser and you double check the Docker agent pool and reload the screen, okay. You should see a container here. See, there is a container which just came up, okay. There is a container. See, you can see the container name as docker-agent-1. Okay, that is one thing which you are seeing at the moment. So meaning that team. So for example, whenever you are executing these kind of commands, automatically that agent, the Docker agent will come and register, and you can see the name. This name is controllable. So you just go back here. There, I'm just going for one more. So to just go for the one more small correction here, instead of docker-agent-1, you just give docker-agent-2. Okay, so something like this. Okay, conflict name, sorry, I think there is a container name which they are defining additionally. So there is one more hyphen name also. I think that is exactly the thing. I'm just giving this particular thing as a -2. Okay, just go there, just type enter. And one more, I'm just going for this particular thing. One more attempt. So they are just defining this particular thing as a container name and defining this particular thing as a agent name. That's okay. So I'm just going with the 3. And one more, I'm just proceeding. Okay. Yes, awesome. So one more, I'm proceeding so that you will get a very good clarity what we are doing here. I'm just taking 4 and followed by this particular thing is also. I'm just taking 14. Awesome. Press enter. Excellent. See, total 4 containers have been launched. Okay. At the moment 4 containers been launched. You can go there to the Chrome browser and you can double check here. The agents will come up and you can see Docker agent 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. That's exactly the advantage by using the Docker containers. See, this is what your virtual machine. Docker-VM is your virtual machine. See, if you use the Docker-VM as a virtual machine, the problem with that one is it cannot handle the multiple pipelines. Of course, it can handle, but it will take a long time to sort out your case. That is why we are going with the agent approach, Docker agent container approach. If you go for the Docker agent container approach, your process is very smooth. Now I'm going to show you another logic here. Okay. So for something you did, that's okay, fine. Now we have a build pipeline, right? Let's go there and just trigger the build pipeline against this agent pool and we will see what will happen. Okay. You just go back here. There is a Docker project Java is your build pipeline exactly. You just go there and run the pipeline. This is what exactly the pool. That's really awesome. See, this is the pool, correct pool only, right? You just go there, attempt. See, that pool consisting of a lot of agents actually. Not only one agent, a lot are available. So what exactly it will do? It will go there and double check, okay, what are all the agents are currently available. Out of all those agents, it will pick one and it will proceed on the execution. That is the thing exactly it will go to. So that's a fact exactly the Docker container agents will perform. Let's wait for a while. I'm just going for the agent pool. Is it the correct one or not? I think it's launched, okay. Okay, I think now you go back to the pool one more, you go back to the pipeline one more time. Just give me a moment. Agent request is not because all potential agents are running other request. Current version in queue is 1. This is absolutely false. Nothing is there, right? I don't see anything else running. I'm taking out this particular agent out here. I'm just taking the VM agent out, okay? I'm just going back to the pipeline. Let me double check this case. The agent is not running because all potential agents are running other request. Current version is queue, so no agents in the pool are currently able to service this request. Job parameters. This is nonsense. Just give me a second. Okay, let me try one more time. I'm just going here. I'm just canceling this particular job, whatever the job we just created. I'm canceling this one. Let me try one more time, team. One more time. Okay, I'm just going there. I'm just trouble checking one more time. Okay. Okay, at least the error thrown, that is also happy. You can double check the error. Okay. No agent fault, which side is okay, fine. So there is another problem came here, team. Now the problem is, okay, your Docker agent pool you mentioned that is also okay, awesome. But the problem with the Docker agent pool is you have the 4 agents at the moment. But the problem here is these agent doesn't have any kind of Maven and Java to execute your build pipeline. What exactly the things are required for your team? To execute my build pipeline, I need Maven and Java. So that's the first step which you require, right, team? So the problem with at the moment, I think it is failing with, okay, it doesn't have any kind of Maven. So how come I will run? So that is the thing exactly it is telling. That's a known fact only. So now what exactly you need to do? You just need to install the Maven inside your Docker file. One more change, team. This particular thing to work, okay? Whenever you are seeing any kind of thing, just a moment, whenever you are seeing any kind of this kind of Docker file issues, I think I have one Docker file. Let me open this particular thing. I'm prepared with this one. Let me see, team, okay, whether it is the right one or not, okay? Okay, so just go for the Visual Studio Code. It's okay. Let me do one thing. Let me open this particular thing in the out format, and then there I'll play, okay? I'm just opening this particular thing. I'm just double checking one thing. Yes, awesome. Okay, this is the one of the example which you can think of. I'm just copying this particular Docker file, whatever you are seeing at the moment. I'm just going to the Visual Studio Code. I prepared one Docker file for you. You can make use of this particular Docker file, team, okay? I'm just keeping this particular thing as sample Docker file, okay? Sample Docker file. So whatever the Docker file you are seeing, okay? I'm just creating one file name, which is a sample Docker file. You just paste the content out there. So now the advantage of this particular Docker file is, team, okay? What exactly the thing you copied? Here you can make use and you can double check. A lot of installations are did here. You simply use the corresponding installations. For example, at the moment you are in the need of to execute especially your Java and Maven installations. I believe you can comfortably go ahead with this particular Java installation and followed by I can see the Gradle installations also there. I think there is no Maven installation here. Then if you don't see any Maven installations, we need to do it manually. No choice at all. No choice at all. We need to do it manually if it is really a Maven project which we want to prove, okay? Let me fix these cases one by one, team. First and foremost thing, your Docker file doesn't have any kind of installation. That's the problem number one. Okay, nothing is there inside. So, but you should have something to execute your Spring Boot Docker project. To execute your Spring Boot Docker project, team, what are all the installations are required? You know very well that. I showed in the document diagram also. What are the things are required, team? You require total 3. One is Java, another one is Maven, another one is Docker Container Engine. If you have these 3 softwares inside your container, then only your build pipeline will be picked up. Otherwise, build pipeline will fail always. So these are all the things you need to make sure inside your agent. Okay, how to do this particular thing? Okay, now you just go back to your build pipeline one more time, team. So that is the thing. Now you go to the Visual Studio Code. This is the thing exactly I'm talking about. For example, if you open the Docker file, they have few things which they just placed, okay? But what I'm telling you here today, even what are the commands are placed here, these are just Linux commands only. Whatever you usually applied for installations, they simply used those commands to just keep it here. That's all. Nothing new here, team. For example, setting up the path. For example, what is the last command here? Let me double check. So there, I think, for example, run.sh and run chmod, I think they are just giving the full permission for that particular thing. That's all you did. So I'm going to add few commands here. What exactly the thing? You can double check this one very clearly, team. Let me double check what exactly the things they are attempting at the moment. Okay, so that I think we can be very clear on this one. Otherwise, you can directly use this particular Docker file, whatever I'm giving to you. Okay, this is one of the Docker file. But let me explain what are the installations are there here. Maybe you can see one is Java installation. You are setting up the path, and followed by, I think you are just installing that particular OpenJDK, and finally you are just double checking the Java version also, and followed by you are just installing the Gradle inside. But Gradle is not really needed for you. This is a Gradle setup, but this particular setup is not available for Maven installation. Okay, Maven is not available here, Tim. So there is a gap I can see here. Okay, Maven is not there. Okay, let me fix the Maven installation in the Docker file. You just go back to the internet. Okay, you just go there and just type, okay, Maven installation in Ubuntu. Okay, you just go there. Once you are just coming here, Tim, you just open this particular you just open this particular Maven Linux. I think I can see some particular documentation here. Very easy. Let's go for the easy documentation. Let's not make it complex. Okay, there are few easy documentations also. I think I showed you earlier also the similar approach. Instead of running these many commands, I think by using apt, I think you can easily install. Okay, so that's the easiest one. Just scroll down. Yeah, simple, right? So if you apply these commands, that's more than enough. Okay, you have to install Maven as a single command which you should apply. That's it. So to do that, team, I'm just going back to your Visual Studio Code. See, you can double check these commands itself. Okay, you can have some reference already. See, apt install -y unzip. Okay, something it is just telling. Okay, so for example, if anything, it is asking for a confirmation. For example, I'm just applying the same command, team, same command in your VM. I'm applying in the VM, team. Please understand, this is in the VM. I'm just applying the same command. See, it is not asking any kind of -f, -y and all, so no problem on this one. So what I can do, what exactly I'm telling here, you can just apply the command, run, just basically that particular thing, sudo is not required. Sudo is not really required. Okay, so that's it. Okay, if you do this particular thing, Maven installation is done. Maven installation is done. That's all you did already. Okay, that's the thing exactly I'm just telling you. Awesome. So once you are done with this particular part, now what exactly the point I'm just highlighting. So your Docker file is ready. What are the Docker file content? This is what your Docker file content, right? I'm going to replace your Docker file content with this one. The what of the thing I just copied. So this is the one of the Docker file, and a lot of things are commented here if those things are really needed for you, because you can double check. Okay, a few things are related to the Python, pandas, Flask, SQL Alchemy. These are all related to the Python libraries also. Not really needed. Okay, not really. You don't need to worry at all. And finally, an interesting fact I need to talk about. See, these are all the commands exactly. I believe if you notice, I think if you notice this particular thing, apt-get install from here to here is the Docker container engine installation. How you got this command? Very simple. You go to the internet, you just come here. Okay, Docker C installation on Ubuntu. Okay, on Ubuntu. Just go here, team. Okay, once you open this particular thing, Docker C installation is there, right? Once you open this particular, here is the commands exactly. You can see how to install the Docker. These are the commands exactly. Okay, same commands only. Just copy paste, just give the run prefix. That's all you need to do. Run prefix, run prefix, run prefix. You don't need to give the sudo and all. Alright, once your task is done, team, now what exactly I'm going to do? Same process, repeat one more time. So what exactly you need to report? First and foremost thing, you just come here. So as part of this particular thing, you have one more terminal, right? This is what your favorite terminal which you are playing at the moment, right? So the first and foremost thing, under this folder, you need to build an image, because you changed the Docker file. When you change the Docker file, you need to build an image again. No choice at all, team. Okay, that's the first thing which you need to do. Just press enter. Now it is building up a new image. You tell me this time, team. The image, whatever you are trying to build this time, that has Java installed, that has Maven installed, that has Gradle is not really required for you, and that has Docker installed. What you are doing, here. See, this is one interesting fact you are attempting here. Here is a virtual machine. Okay, let me draw one small thing here for you. So there is a virtual machine. Okay, I'm just considering this is one of the VM. Okay, in this particular VM, you are just creating a container. Okay, I'm just creating a container. Okay, I don't see any container images here. That's okay. Let me take one smallest one. Okay, so that I think you can assume. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I think it's not becoming small. It's okay. So let me do one small activity. Okay, I'm just taking another image here. So this would be the easiest one for me. I can do. Okay, fine. This is what exactly I'm talking about. This is a container. Okay, this is what exactly you're doing, team. Okay, you're creating a container. Inside the container, your agent is running. Now the point is, whatever the container has, inside the container you install the Docker. I'm just keeping D. And VM already has the Docker. Agree? VM already has the Docker. No. VM already has the Docker. So now what exactly I'm just pointing here. Take that not. Okay, I'm just making this particular thing a little smaller. Okay. Yeah. I'm just keeping this particular thing. This is DT. So VM already has a Docker. On top of it, you have a container which is already D. This is what exactly I'm talking about, Docker in Docker. So Docker in Docker. But the point is, you may think, oh, these two are isolated, right? Why we need to talk about Docker in Docker? You need to connect these two things together. Otherwise, your Docker will not work. Your Docker container will not work. Always your container Docker will refer your host Docker team. That's a base rule. Even in Kubernetes also same concept. Whatever the container is there we'll call as a pod. The pod or container always needs to refer the host host docker sock path. What is the docker sock path? Is the one exactly docker daemon is listening to. Docker daemon is listening to at the docker.sock location. So that location will be available in your host path, which you need to point always. Now you will face an issue, then you need to understand about this importance of this one. Now once you are done, okay, forget about this one for a moment, just ignore, you will understand the problem now. Okay, now once you are done, I think what exactly I think there is a problem actually. I think it has thrown an issue. Let me double check team. Okay, what exactly the problem happened? So 0 upgraded, do you want to continue about, okay, do you want to continue? Some issue happened. Where exactly this issue happened? Let me just double check team. Okay, run install. Okay, I believe there is a -y since it's already installed. That's why it has not thrown for us. I think what exactly the change you need to do, let me tell you team. For example team, you can see some references here. So this is what exactly I'm talking about. For example, whenever you're installing something, right? So apt-get install. So whatever the apt-get install, right? So whatever you're trying to install, apt-get install. So -y, meaning that you are just giving the continuation. And before doing any kind of installations, we will update our aptitude modules. I'm just keeping that one on track. Okay, let's attempt one more time team, and we will see the case this time. Okay, just build one more time. I'll give you a chance to raise your questions at the end, don't worry. Okay, alright team, I believe your image is on. Okay, so once your image is on, now I'm just going for another activity team, very interesting one. So this is the command exactly will help you to create a containers, right? So that's a well-known fact for you. So the first and foremost thing, let me go back to your DevOps pool. So this is what your DevOps pool, where you're saying or something related to your containers earlier, right? We have seen some containers came up earlier, right? So no, not DevOps agent pool. It's a Docker agent pool. Yeah, Docker-agent pool team. So this is what exactly I'm talking about. See, now your containers are still on because you're running all your previous containers in the detach mode. To be frank, these containers are not really needed. If you want, you can kill them. Otherwise, you can leave it. Okay, because when VM is on and off, automatically all these will be gone. So now I'm just going back here team. So I'm just running another container specially. And also, by the way, I will show you another problem also for you. So once you are here, I'm just going there. I'm just creating a container file. Is one of the container, and also agent name is also fine. Okay, this is the thing exactly. There is no change on the image. That's anyway same name, only you overwrite it. That's awesome. You just attempt. So now you created another container. So just let's wait for a while. The new container will be listed here. So now my point is, what are the containers you are seeing at the moment? So this container followed by another one. Okay, now these 4 containers doesn't have any kind of installations. But the 5th container, which is being registered at the moment, that is not yet came. Just wait for a moment. Okay, so any changes we did? Sudo docker and Azure Docker, that's on the okay, fine, easy. Docker agent pool only, that's okay. Docker agent pool, and the Linux file, that is also fine. Okay, I don't see any other changes. Just give me a moment. I think it should come. Let's wait for a while. Anyway, meanwhile, I'm just taking these out because these are which is of no use today for you. Now you don't need to use this particular thing. This doesn't have any kind of installations inside them. So that's why I'm just taking out. So that I think we can see out the fresh one. Okay. I'm just taking out everything. Nothing is there. Nothing is there. Completely fresh. Okay. Completely fresh. Alright. There is a problem of what? Okay, let me double check them. Sorry. So it's tried. I think the container name is already there, already in use. Okay, how to remove the rename? Okay, that's fine. Okay, let me go back here. I'm just attempting one more with the just Linux-1 team. Okay, that's the first thing I'm just doing here, and also this one also I'm just attempting with that one. The first container again got created. Okay, let me double check this particular thing. Okay, whether it is listing or not here. Otherwise, any other changes we did. Okay, let me double check in the Docker file. Okay. Maybe any changes are there in the Docker file because we copied the Docker file directly, right? I just need to double check that one. But the agents are not getting registered. To be frank, I'm noticing that. Okay, just a second. Let me go back to the Visual Studio Code. Okay, let me double check one thing. So finally, you are running your started SH. Okay, you are running that one. That's awesome. I don't see any other things. I think that's correct only. Okay. Okay, you're creating work directory, you're copying the starter SH, you're just with the permission, Java install, Java version checking, and these are all installations only, no problem with this. Zip and unzip things, I think sudo docker service start, that is inside one. Okay, not really need a work directory, everything is placed actually. You just need to use this particular docker file in real time as testing. I don't know why the docker containers are not coming up. Just give me a moment. Why? What's the problem? Okay, so let me go there and double check docker logs, container logs. Okay, let's double check the container logs team. We go back here. So you go there, I think you can double check this particular thing, sudo docker -ps, sudo docker ps. Sudo docker ps is the one only will list you the running containers. Okay, first check you can do that. So, but you can see, I think two containers. These are the two containers exactly you brought up, and these two things are doing good really. I don't see any issue. But let me double check the logs also, team. Two docker logs. To check the logs, sudo docker logs. Okay, you can simply double check with this command. Okay, sudo docker logs and followed by space command container name. Okay, I'm just giving one of the container you just brought up. Okay, this is the container already you just brought up. Right? Just try. So, okay, let me check this particular thing. So determine the matching Azure pipeline agent, download an external pipeline agent, configuring the Azure pipeline agent must not run with sudo, clean up removing the Azure pipeline clean up removing Azure pipeline agent. Must not run with sudo, must not run with, okay. 30 seconds. I think some problem here, team. Okay, somewhere we did a mistake here. Okay, just give me a second, team. Because I don't see this issue there, but now we are seeing the issue here. Okay. When I see the logs, I think clean up removing the pipeline agent. I think it's failed. Inside the agent is not running. Agent is not up. Configure Azure pipeline agent must not run with the sudo. Okay. Started SH, I think no choice. I think we haven't changed anything in the started SH. This is fine. I believe retrying in 30 seconds, each and everything. Just give me a second. Yeah. This is the thing exactly happened. Okay. This is the message you are seeing. Okay. So you are running the configured SH, remove unattended auth path token. I think you are getting the token. I think that's fine, right? You don't need the config.sh, to be frank, that's not really needed. Are you looking for some existing variables or what? No, the AZP URL you're checking, token file you're checking, AZP work folder, config.sh. It's really a funny thing, huh? Just give me a second, because we proved this one for other batch all recently. Okay. I think we are passing everything all right. I don't see any issue. Sudo docker log, because as it is running file only, we just copied anyway. Let me refer that particular VM team. Okay, I have the VM also. Just a second. Okay, I'm just going there, connect into the other VM team. I have the VM backup VM on VM. Let me connect to the VM. Okay, I have connected to the one of my backup VM. Okay, I have the backup here. Let me open this one. Okay, just give me a moment. I think somewhere you can see the Docker file. Some folder. I think your Docker agent is the folder. Let me open the Docker file. This is exactly the Docker file usually you can see, team. Okay. Okay, I think as it is only. I don't see any kind of issues also. Let me do one small activity here. If you are okay, let me do one small activity. Let me open the terminal here. Okay, I'm just opening the terminal here, team. I will try the same command here. Okay, I will not do anything extra. I will just try the same command. But first you need to build an image. Okay, no choice. I'm just going there to another virtual machine, team. Another virtual machine. I just need to narrow down the issue. That is what exactly I'm trying for. Okay. Go to the Visual Studio Code. I have one more. Just go to the Docker file one, another one. I'm just coming here. This, to be frank, I think you need to go inside the Docker agent folder. Okay. So cancel it. Okay, cd docker agent. Okay, docker agent. Okay, I'm just going inside. Okay, so once you're here, I'm just showing. See, I think this is little bit new team. Okay, that's where exactly I felt when I'm referring the documentation, the approach is different, names are different. Okay, no worries. I think okay. So once you're here, sudo docker run hyphen tag. Okay, hyphen tag. That's okay. Hyphen file. It's not a docker file, right? It's not a zp hyphen agent hyphen learn. I think you are just pointing that particular docker file only. Okay, dot refers to the same directory. That's fine. I failed to resolve the file to the docker file. I think you need to, sorry, yeah. Well, I think docker file, no such file or directory. Oh, okay, so sorry. I think it's referring a name. This particular thing is not really needed for you because I'm just taking out. Okay, tagging is more than enough. Okay, tagging is more than sudo docker hyphen tag. Okay, that particular thing, and fine. Press enter. Let it go. Let it go. That is one thing. Okay, but I think little change on the documentation. If you guys remember, when we are going to documentation, we overlooked one particular statement. Let me go there and double check that one. Just mentioned something. If you recall, team, another option is to run the agent as a root. Uncomment environment agent allow run as root line and remove adding the agent user before this line if you want to run agent as a root. Okay, but actually, let me try with that also. Let me try with that. So what are the thing? I think let me comment that particular. I think let me add this particular thing to my what is this docker file? Okay, simple. Let me go back here, team. I think let it run. Meanwhile, we'll go to the another VM. We have another VM, right? So here is a problem exactly. We got it. Okay, where is this particular docker file? This is the docker file exactly you were saying. And that too, they are telling very clearly in a entry point. Okay, before the entry point exactly they think they have something. Okay, I'm just keeping that one as it is alive. Since I changed that one, let me build the image one more time. Okay, you need to build an image one more time. I'm just trying. Okay, just hit enter. So 2 virtual machines you are playing at the moment. So I'm just double checking the issue because a little change on the documentation. Okay, I think it's clear. It went very quickly. Because okay, anyway, I think it's environment, right? So now once this is done, team, now I'm just going for agent. I think I'm just going there and just creating one more agent here, Linux 2. Let's double check this time how this behaves. Okay, just attempt. It is still a config container already in use. Okay, maybe it's already in use. Okay, let me go there. I think we removed everything, right? Let me go with the 6 and agent -6 also. Okay, just press enter. Okay, already the container will launch. Okay, let's double check this time. Okay, what exactly the changes happened. Let's see whether any luck comes up here. I think I don't see any luck so far. Okay, that's okay. Oh, I think it came up. I think that's a problem, Tim. Okay, the problem is I think in the documentation they're recommending this line. This is important one. Okay, I believe this documentation is new, Tim. Okay, they changed the documentation. That is why if you refer my backup is different completely. Okay, my backup folder structure is different. Simple docker agent docker file started as such. That's the thing exactly I considered. Okay. All right. Anyway, I think backup one is not really needed. I think we solved the case. Now agent came up now. Now once the agent came up to the DevOps pool, that's awesome. So you have an agent ready. You can create a number of agents. You know that already. I'm just going back to this particular Docker project Java. Let's go there and attempt him. Okay. Let's run the pipeline. The moment when you run the pipeline, now your pipeline is looking for an agent where the agent has an installations ready. That installations must be there Java, Maven, Docker. 3 things should be there. Then only it will connect. That's what exactly got connected. That's awesome. Okay, let's double check team how this particular process will go. We can see also is there any issues are coming up? Is there any point you should understand? Your build pipeline is executing on this. Your build pipeline is executing on this team, not on the VM. Your build pipeline is executing on this. You can create a number of containers on top of the VM so that you can make a very good high availability for all your build and release pipelines. That's absolutely possible. Now, let's wait for a while. I thank you for the session. See you in the next part.